positive evidence for the biblical model?
So, for example, when we look at the biblical base model, we look at the creation event in Genesis, and we see that there was a time of extremely long lives, a time with very little mutation accumulation, and now that we see empirically that this fact of genome-wide degradation, this accumulation of mutations, if we actually take that back to a point of least genetic entropy, least genetic damage, well, that's actually consistent with the assumption or the worldview of biblical creation. And the thing is, when God created Adam and Eve,
but that's
and he
not
said,
just proving evolution, what you've just said.
I'm not, well, see, the thing is, the loss of information, this accumulation of deleterious mutations, the fact that natural selection is not going to be able to stop this degeneration problem is actually consistent with a biblical based model. I'm not too sure why you can't comprehend.
How does that get us?
You're not going to go from a fish to fisherman by losing information. Because the thing is, there's only two models here, and if I'm disproving one, well, this one leaves the other one alone by itself. And if science is all about falsifying the other side, and something like genetic entropy or something like
science
what ENCODE has revealed
falsifying
in our
the other
genome
side.
being mostly functional, that's consistent with the biblical creation model.
Science isn't about falsifying the other side. Science is about attempting to falsify your own position. If you can falsify your own position, your hypothesis is wrong. So,
well, for example, the gold standard of science is testable and falsifiable prediction. So if I look at genetics, for example, I'm not sure if you're familiar with mitochondrial DNA haplogroups and the fact that there's three major haplogroups.
All right. So what you're saying is I'm falsifying evolution, therefore creation is true. That's not how science works. Science says I have a hypothesis. I falsify or don't falsify my hypothesis.
Yes.
It doesn't say anything about competing hypotheses. So I've
given a hypothesis that the fact that, if you let me speak, I'll let you know, I've already said it, but I'll say it again. The fact that we know that, human mitochondrial DNA differences divide into three major groups designated L, M, and N. Go look in the evolutionary literature. This is a fact.
Okay, I can accept for the sake of argument that is a fact. That does not get us to that doesn't demonstrate that that creation actually happened. That's just saying that evolution.
The thing is, it comes down to testable and falsifiable predictions. So what happened after the flood? Well, the earth was repopulated from, there's 8 people that came off the ark, Noah's 3 daughters-in-law. So the fact that there's 3 haplogroups, that's consistent with the base model. Predictions. Confirmation right there.
It's my time. Could you please let me talk?
See, when you ask me a question, though, you got to let me answer the question.
No, I can cut you off when you're rambling and you're getting off topic. What falsifiable predictions does your creation model make that we can attempt to falsify?
Sure. So, for example, if we look at the created heterozygosity hypothesis, the idea that God created Adam and Eve with pre-existing functional DNA differences, if the majority of our genome is actually junk, as evolutionists used to assume it was, but now we know that preliminary evidence suggests that at least 80% is transcribed into RNA, that demonstrates that our model is strong and that it's not falsified. But if it actually was mostly junk, that would falsify it.
You just presented a hypothesis and then told me that evolution was wrong again as proof of it.
No. I told you to falsify the model of created heterozygosity, created genetic diversity. We would expect.
But created genetic diversity is evolution.
DNA differences. Does that make sense?
Created diversity is evolution.
I'll give you this time back, Jared. Sorry, forgive me. I hate cutting you off.